Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Manifesting with Feng Shui. I'm your host, Kristina Hollinger, and I'm so happy to be here with you. We are right in the middle of season 6. It's been so much fun so far, so thanks for hanging here with us. And when I say us, we also are here with producer Logan. I'm here in Austin. Want to say hi, Logan?
Hi, Kristina.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. Got my afternoon latte, so I'm like feeling the juice, ready to go.
Yeah, tell everyone how you make your iced coffee because literally I've never had anything like it.
Oh, really? I mean, it's just iced oat latte. So we have an espresso machine here at the office, which definitely helps. I'm definitely very particular about my espresso. I've learned to be quite the barista, so I extract it very well. I'm not like a beaker coffee type person or a drip coffee, but I do like it pretty particular with espresso and then just some oat milk.
I've never had oat milk.
It's the good oat milk too. It's like only oats. It's like not like got the gums and everything in it and a lot of sugar.
I know nothing of oat milk.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
not a huge what is this? Is it like non-dairy? Is that the
non-dairy.
benefit?
Yeah.
So it's like
non-dairy, low sugar, no, like it's literally just like oats and water, basically.
Isn't there like sugar in the raw in there though?
I
Did I
put
taste
a little
that?
sugar in the raw in there. I do.
Okay.
I do got to do my raw brown sugar. That's like my one vice, my one thing allowed.
Is this what like people in Austin do, or is this just you being health conscious?
I mean, I think a lot of people get oats, almond milk, coconut milk.
Okay, maybe people do that in Chicago
Maybe
too.
they,
Just
I don't
not
know.
me.
Yeah.
Like you would die if I told you what I do, which is I'll tell you, I use a Keurig and put Splenda in my coffee.
Oh, geez.
I know it's horrible. I have a long way to go, but you inspired me, and thank you for the pick me up. It's
Yeah,
good.
you're welcome. I love doing it for all my clients here. So yeah, come record here and you get a nice afternoon latte.
Exactly. That's another benefit. I was like literally we just took a little break, so I like went outside, stood in the sunshine, no jacket, no coat. I mean, we are in the middle of winter, so in Chicago, it is just freezing. And even in April, May, like you never know what you're going to get. So it's just been a real treat to be here in Austin, Texas. So I absolutely love it.
Well, it's a treat having you. So I love that you fly in. I feel so honored and so special that you like fly into my studio in Austin to shoot your season. Like it makes me feel super special.
Oh, that's good. I mean, it's 100% worth it. And to be honest, I haven't recorded in a lot of other studios, but I don't think everyone is, setting the space with sage and crystals. I mean, I think that makes it really unique here for sure.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And lucky for you, my astrocartography is good here too. So, that really was a huge draw. And it just, I think, was meant to be that I would come to this space. And what I did, I don't even know if I told you this, but I did talk to my astrologer after coming out here to like find out why Austin is auspicious for me. I knew it was, but I didn't understand. And she said that my Mercury line is here and Mercury rules communication. So that, and then something with my sun line. So how I show up in the world. Yeah. So she said, this is good. This is a good place to communicate and to like show up and be seen. And so I'm like, I'm here for it. I'll fly.
Can you define auspicious for me? I've been hearing you say it a lot and I actually am quite ignorant to it.
I'm just kidding. I think the synonym I would say is, I learned it because my teacher, Lori Polly, would always say auspicious. And it just really means like, it's really lucky. It's aligned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Positive.
Good to know.
Yeah. I love it. I love using the word. I probably overuse it. I should have a jar in here. So next time we record, every time I say auspicious, I have to put $1 in it.
I'll have a little clicker for auspicious.
Yes.
Auspicious and hologram.
Oh God. Okay. That's from a couple episodes ago. Yeah, I definitely had a moment. So that's okay. We're back and I have caffeine. So I feel good now. Okay. So today's episode is all about how your kitchen is the hub of unexpected money. And here's what you need to know. Now, what I will say is when I first started manifesting with Feng Shui, I started with the front door and the bedroom because those are the essential areas to start with. However, I skipped the kitchen. I had no idea how important the kitchen was when I first started manifesting with feng shui. And I went straight to the wealth area because I was like, obviously, money, let's go. And so it worked for me and it was still very great. Like Andy got a promotion. We found out we were having our first baby. We bought our first house with grace and ease, which honestly was a miracle because we had no nest egg at that time. So it was just, we had like no, huge sum of money to like put down on a house or anything. And everything fell into place when I started manifesting with feng shui. And so what I would tell myself, my younger self 13 years ago when I first started, is I would have encouraged myself to apply feng shui to the kitchen because there are so many pillars of the kitchen that represent abundance and represent your capacity to receive and your capacity to save money as well. So one thing I'm really excited about is this spring, one of the home updates that I treated myself to, my family to, is we're updating some of the light fixtures in our kitchen, which I think is going to make a huge difference. We've been in the house only for 7 years. The light fixtures were new 7 years ago, but my aesthetics, my style has changed. And I've also noticed the lighting is a little bit dimmer than I would like for it to be. And I really want to light up the space even more. So that's one of the things I'm going to be doing is adding some new lighting. And what one of my mentors, Amanda Gibby Peters, has said is when you desire big change in your life, then do something big, like add something really big to your space. So for me, like adding new pendant lights above our kitchen island, it's going to be extremely noticeable. And our kitchen island happens to be in the wealth area, but even so, your kitchen represents abundance. So by updating those pendant lights, it's going to really amplify our wealth, amplify our money energy. So I want to give you some tangible, practical things that you can do in your kitchen to amplify your abundance and amplify your wealth. Are you ready? We've got 3 tips today, okay? Tip number 1. Now stay with me here. If you've been here for a while, you probably already do this, but I want you to stick with me here because it's so important. Add fresh flowers to specific areas of your home, especially in the kitchen, in order to grow your finances and amplify abundance. Now, this is a practice that even though I've been practicing feng shui for 13 years, I didn't really start to do this ritualistically or religiously. I didn't start to do this every single week until about 2 or 3 years ago. And when I started to do this every single week, I will tell you, growth in finances, abundance of clients, all of those things have been like my reality, my experience. And this is so possible for you. So what I would say is when you're in your kitchen, putting fresh flowers on the kitchen table is going to represent abundance. So go for it. If you walk into your kitchen and you go to the far left area of your kitchen, that's the wealth area of your kitchen, place fresh flowers there. Another activation of abundance. And then finally, another space to place fresh flowers in your home every single week. I'm talking, you could get a plant if you don't want to maintain buying fresh flowers every week, but I'm telling you, it shifts the energy greatly. The third place I would place fresh flowers would be on the dining room table, if you have one. The dining room table represents your abundance, no matter where it's located in your house. And it represents your capacity to receive money. And it really amplifies your money when you place the flowers on the dining room table. Now, honestly, what I would say is my 2 favorite things in the kitchen are candles and flowers. And here's why. Candles burn off negative energy. They clear the space. And then flowers act like crystals. So flowers really infuse positive energy into your space. So I highly recommend a candle, some flowers to keep the energy from getting stagnant and to keep the abundance and the opportunities flowing. And, I was going to say that I would also recommend doing a space clearing around the new moon or full moon as well. And then having the flowers and the candle will keep the space energetically clear for longer. You know what I mean? So if you're going to take the time, like for example, in the 12-month manifesting journey, we spend an entire month dedicated to how to clear your space energetically and make space for miracles, so that like whenever you're doing a feng shui adjustment and you're placing the flowers with intention, it works even better and it works even faster. You have to know how to clear the energy of your space in order to really flow through life with more ease, right? So we spend an entire month in the 12-month manifesting journey with how to do a space clearing. And so those of you listening who are in the 12-month manifesting journey, or if you've taken the 12-month manifesting journey, I just want to remind you to add fresh flowers to your space and even add a candle to your space. Because what that'll do is that'll keep the energy height like clearer and less stagnant in between space clearings. Hey, Logan, quick question for you. Because I know like, if there's anything, when it comes to feng shui, I think that you're like the master in space clearing for sure. So how often do you do a space clearing in your own home? I'm really just curious.
Well, typically my wife does that a lot more. She kind of handles the home a little bit more. I would say me personally, only like once a month, but I bet she does it at least once a week, if not like a couple times a week.
Well, and your wife is like an energy healer. Like, can you? What does she do again?
She's a healer. She's a spiritual guide, psychotherapist, healer, energy worker, all the above.
So I can totally understand why she would do it every week, because we bring things home that are invisible that we don't necessarily know. So that makes total sense. And I just think it's so amazing that you're like, I only do a space clearing once a month, because I'm sure there's lots of listeners that are like, I maybe did one once in my life, you know? So I think that that's actually really good. I would say I'm probably on par with you with like once a month. I usually try to do it during a new moon or a full moon, or sometimes I'll do it both times. And so the new moon and full moon are about 2.5 weeks apart. So if I do a space clearing during the new moon and wait 2.5 weeks, then the next full moon is when I would do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Here at the studio, I probably do it 4 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week, I would say.
And probably for the reason of...
Yeah, there's so many people coming through here and different energies coming through here and just, lots of stuff coming through here. So
you would never know it.
Yeah. Always
Truly.
feels good when you walk in.
It does. And I know we talked about this last season, but like there's something magical that happens in this studio, because I think this is how you worded it last time. You're like, I clear the energy so that there's like no other energy imprints like around you, so that you're not picking up on other people's stuff, and like you're truly just able to like download whatever it is that like is going to be of the highest, and it's like you're not bogged down by anything else. Does that make sense? Like maybe you didn't say that, but am I saying it right?
That's why like clearing the space is so important to me, because especially when it comes to podcasting and content, it's like you don't want anybody's leftover aura here hanging out and stuff dropping in that isn't your thoughts or anything like that. So
yeah,
I like it to be as clean as possible, as pure as possible. So it's just like harmonious to your thoughts then.
I love that. So one of the tips, well, the first tip that I gave is in the kitchen, but really it could be anywhere in the house. Having a candle and some flowers is really auspicious, because I need to add a coin to the jar or $1 to the jar, because I use the word auspicious again. But it's really auspicious because the candle helps to keep the energy clear in between space clearings. Have you ever heard this before? Is this something you want to try?
Again, my wife handles all of that at home. She actually does keep our candle right in the kitchen, like right on the countertop.
Perfect.
So she has that going. We definitely try to keep fresh flowers in the house as much as possible. And then I usually try to keep them here on my altar as much as possible. I don't have any right now. I wish I would have got some today, but I forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's that thing that you have in your house? I learned what it means this season. A rotunda? Or,
yeah,
is that what it is?
I didn't even know what it was till I bought this house.
Okay, I was definitely saying it wrong in the first episode this season, but now I know what it is.
Flowers in the rotunda, or try to. Like,
yes. And so not that you have to do this, but if you added like a candle there too, it would also just like clear the energy, and then those flowers will keep like, adding it. But again, for the listeners, like this is really about, the kitchen being a hub of abundance. So yes, flowers and candles are great everywhere, but like especially in those 3 areas that I recommended: the wealth area of the kitchen, your kitchen table, and if you have a dining room table. Okay, tip number 2 for activating abundance in the kitchen. Now, I really want to tell you, I shared this adjustment on a podcast episode, and somebody messaged me. Her name is Molly, and she did the 2-minute stove wealth adjustment, which I'll remind you what that is in just a second. She did the 2-minute stove wealth adjustment, and within a week, her husband's uncle sent them a check for $10,000, like out of the blue, unexpectedly. And this was Molly's very first impression with feng shui, the first time she'd ever tried it. Who knows if her front door has good feng shui? Who knows if her kitchen has good feng shui? Who knows if her bathrooms have feng shui? Like, all she did was the 2-minute stove wealth adjustment, and $10,000 of unexpected money flew in. And what I loved about this is Molly and I have actually become friendly. We've become friends. She went on a retreat that I had been on before, and she actually ended up joining my Quantum Leaper Mastermind. So she's like diving right in, going deep right away, and in the mastermind program with me, because she's like, well, if this 2-minute stove wealth adjustment is going to work for me, imagine what actually applying some of the most advanced wealth adjustments with Kristina for 3 months is going to be like. So I'm so excited to be working with Molly in that capacity. And I want you to be able to try the 2-minute stove wealth adjustment too. This is one of those adjustments that's like so easy, but it's like feng shui only works if you do it. So if you get into a money rut for any reason, just come back to this. And I don't think you can overdo this adjustment, but you don't want to be a manic manifester either. You want, like, if you're going to do the 2-minute stove wealth adjustment that I'm going to describe right now, make sure like you're setting your intention and then like allow the universe to do its thing. Like if you don't get the $10,000 check in the mail within a week, like, okay, like trust that it's on its way, and the universe can get very creative. The universe can deliver and do for you what you cannot do for yourself. So it might come in through a promotion. It might come in through a new big contract that you sign with a client, or it might just be an inheritance or an investment account that like grows exponentially that you didn't even realize was possible. So your job is to set your intention and do the feng shui adjustment, and then trust the universe to fill in the details. Okay. So for the 2-minute wealth adjustment, for those of you who are new here, what you're going to do is you're going to stand at your stove and you're going to turn on all the burners for 2 minutes. As you do that, you're going to visualize money coming in from sources expected and unexpected. Obviously, you're doing this safely and you're monitoring it. Now, the burners of the stove are profound in feng shui because the burners represent money coming in from sources expected and unexpected. You could even lay the Bagua map on your stove. So like the front left burner is wisdom and knowledge. The front right burner is helpful people travel. The far back left burner is wealth. The far back right burner is relationships. So that's why in feng shui, we recommend that you use all the burners throughout the week so that you're activating those different areas of your life. So by doing the 2-minute wealth adjustment, not only are you calling in money from sources expected and unexpected, but you're also amplifying and lighting up those areas of your life, your relationships, your wisdom and knowledge, helpful people and travel, etc. So that is why it works. You don't even need to know that. All you need to know is that you need to stand there for 2 minutes and visualize the money coming in, and then turn it off. And that's literally the adjustment. And then let the universe fill in the details and allow it to do its thing. Now, in the Feng Shui Essentials experience, there's a whole module on kitchen feng shui. And I just want to emphasize that like there's so much more to do with the stove, simply because the stove, like, for example, if I'm doing a one-on-one consultation and the stove is towards the front of the house, we're going to do an adjustment for that. Okay. We're going to do an energetic adjustment because the further back your stove is, the more secure your finances are. So we get all into it inside of the Feng Shui Essentials experience, and I really help you through that. And this Feng Shui Essentials experience only happens one time per year, at least 2025 year of the snake. I'm only offering it once this year. So if you feel like you need to go deeper into this, like I welcome you into the Feng Shui Essentials experience. We are about to get started. Doors are about to close. So like, do not sleep on this because there's so much more to know about the stove and kitchen feng shui in general. Okay, third and final tip for the kitchen. So we've got number one was adding flowers to the kitchen with intention in specific areas. Number two, try the 2-minute stove wealth adjustment. And if you are a returning listener, you've been here for a while, this is your sign to do it again. So do the 2-minute wealth adjustment, see what happens for you. And third and final suggestion to help you to really optimize your kitchen and bring in more abundance is quite simply keep the refrigerator full with fresh foods, clear out the old condiments and things like that. And honestly, we're a family of 4, and you would think our refrigerator would always be super stocked and full, but I've just noticed that it's kind of hard to always keep it full of fresh foods and things. So one little hack or trick that I've done is getting, some gallons of water and keeping it in the fridge. And that really is practical and functional as well as metaphysical for 2 reasons, really. So number one, it's functional because when your refrigerator is full, it's going to function at peak efficiency. And then water represents money in feng shui. And so keeping the water in there is going to be adding abundance into your home. And honestly, people ask me quite often, how does feng shui work? Why does it work? Why are we doing these things? Can you explain? And I innately know that it works because I've had experience with the results for years and years after getting certified with the Feng Shui School of Chicago and being part of the International Feng Shui Guild for over 10 years. But what I will say is I think that there really is a psychological piece to feng shui as well as quantum physics as well. So the psychological piece of feng shui is subconsciously when you open your refrigerator and you see a full fridge and you see abundant food and drinks and all of that, it says something to your brain that we have more than enough. We have an abundance of food and we are financially safe, financially secure. All of our needs are met. Whereas if you have bare bone minimum in your refrigerator, it really is sending a signal subconsciously, whether consciously or not, oftentimes subconsciously, that, oh no, we're almost out of food, we don't have enough. So doing these types of things really, why they work. Sometimes I'm trying to explain why it's working, but sometimes you don't need to know why it's working. It just does. And I think that, there's something to this practice. So I absolutely love sharing it with you. And if you want to know more about kitchen feng shui, or really how to apply feng shui to the most important areas of your home, then join me for the Feng Shui Essentials experience. We get to meet live a couple of times, which is my favorite thing, is getting to know you live, of course. And then there's so much goodness in there. If this was the only feng shui class you ever took your entire life, you would be set. This is what I would recommend. And it really is the class that I created for you, because it's something that I wish I had available to me when I first started manifesting with feng shui, 13 years ago now. Remember, I only started at the front door, bedroom, and wealth area. So I completely skipped over the kitchen and bathroom when I first started manifesting with feng shui. And I really do wish that there was a course like the Feng Shui Essentials experience that could have helped me when I was starting my journey. So I'm super excited to hopefully see you there. And I'll just see you next week. Hey, Logan, thanks for being here again.
Thanks for having me again.
All right. Well, we'll see you all next week, where I will help you design the life you deserve. See you soon.